A strong sweep shot from Kim Garth. And that one will race away to the boundary. Oh, that's the fuller one that, you know, you're possibly going to bowl when you give it that much air.
Excellent execution there, Kim Garth, with a sweep shot. Saw the length early, down on one knee, and hit it past square leg. As soon as she hit it, she knew it was 4. Takes the score along to 20.
Shorter delivery, played well through the covers, fielded well by Silver Seegers on the boundary. So just the one. Quite a different runner between the wickets, Mary Waldron, not as quick as Order Prendergast, so there won't be as many quick singles and 2s and 3s as you would have seen with Prendergast at the crease. She's known for taking her time in between balls as well, Mary Waldron. Doesn't like to be rushed.
Played nicely to the extra cover region. She'll be coming to this game with a lot of confidence, fresh off Player of the Match award yesterday. Seems in good touch.
Yeah, although she said it wasn't her best innings, she nonetheless guided her team to victory. Very short and wide there from Caroline de Lange. Dragged that one down, and she'll be disappointed not to finish out the over.
Played 2 square leg. No is the call. So that ends the 5th over. A successful one for the Netherlands. Score is 23 for 2.
So Leonie Bennett will bowl her 3rd over and finish out the power play for the Netherlands. It's been a reasonably good one for them. Prendergast there, the top scorer so far, on 11. Garth still out there with Mary Waldron. Garth on 9, looking in good touch. De Lange and Bennett, the 2 wicket takers, but Heather Seeger has done a good job up front. 0 for 10 from her too.
So Mary Waldron on strike. Her first look at Leonie Bennett continues from the pavilion end. Wide is the signal. Looked like she was down for the ramp early on. Is that her game?
She's actually very strong down the ground and through the covers, as you saw, but excellent at little paddles and not so much sweeps, mostly just paddles.
Quicker from Leonie Bennett. Typical sort of wicket keeper, batter, paddler, nerdler.
She's extremely strong, actually, so it depends on the day you get her. Certainly my experience of her is coming down and hitting me over my head.
Work to mid-wicket again. Diving stop. Leonie firing that one into the stumps. Giving nothing away here. Driven hard to mid-off. Probably too hard for the single. Little fumble. The call is still no. 3 dots here for Leonie Bennett. Good start to the end of the power play. The final over of the power play. Again, another dot ball.
Just not letting Mary Waldron settle here, Leonie Bennett. She's bowled a different delivery every single time, so not letting Mary kind of get a feel for where the ball might go next.
Flat tennis cut away, 2 points. Good clean fielding. Throw to the bowler's end, and it's another dot ball. 5 balls gone. Last ball of the power play. Netherlands will be very, very happy with this.
And she's just given it away on the last ball of the over. She'll be disgusted with herself there, Leonie Bennett. Short, going down leg. Mary Waldron just follows it around, lifts it over square leg fielder, and it races over the boundary for a boundary.
And that's the end of the power play. Ireland are 28 for 2. Yeah, Leonie Bennett will be very disappointed with that finish. Bowled a superb over up until that point. That'll just help Mary Waldron settle the nerves a bit at the crease. She moves along to 5 from 7. Kim Garth 9 from 11. Partnership now 12 from 10 balls.
So Caroline de Lange returning. Both these players do like playing spin, so they won't be unhappy to see Caroline returning, but probably prefer playing her on a bit of a quicker deck with the shorter boundaries. There's a few people. There's 2 fielders out there looking for catches on the leg side. So, and it's quite a big hit out there. So Kim Garth will have to try and get it between those fielders if she wants to get a boundary.
Flighted again and swept well behind square. It's just going to be the one. So Caroline de Lange asking the Irish players to hit across the ball. She's got her fielders out there searching for the 3rd wicket here. Loopy and driven straight to mid-on. Strong shot. Well fielded. Player comes round to stop the single.
And she'll just be becoming aware of how many dots she's facing here, Mary Waldron. There comes that paddle. She'll work really hard to come back for a second, but Leonie Bennett's very far behind square leg there, so it's only a single.
Good innovation, just keeps the scoreboard ticking along. Partnership moves to 14, better than a runner ball. Shorter, and Kim Garth rocks back, nudges that through the covers. Stair Callis it is on the boundary.
I think that Ireland have to just try and play like this for another 4 or 5 overs. Be happy to take singles. There will be a loose ball or 2. Try not to get tied down and then go for the big shot.
Sweep shot, loud appeal. Umpire's given it. There was a long think, and the finger is raised. Ireland lose their 3rd wicket.
Well, I think Mary Waldron's quite surprised at that. It looked like she might have got quite a long way down and possibly thought that it was a difficult decision to give, but she's got to make her way, going for the sweep shot across the line of the spin, as you said, looking for that gap between the deep backward square leg and mid-wicket. And that's Ireland's 3rd wicket lost.
Good reward for Caroline de Lange. As we see it again, cross the line. Looks quite straight, but we don't know how far down the wicket this will tell us. Gets a decent stride in. Cross the line. It's a question of whether that is in line and hitting. The umpire thought so. Ireland lose their 3rd. Caroline de Lange gets her 2nd.
And with that, skipper Laura Delaney comes to the crease. She's quite a busy cricketer. She'll look to get off strike. I'm sure that's what she's just said to Kim Garth as she's gone out to the middle. Likes to use her feet as well, so you don't be surprised if you see her coming down the track very early on in her innings.
Played off the back foot through the covers. She's off the mark straight away. Yeah, I was watching her having throwdowns before the game started. Very powerful wrists. Evident there. She pierces the gap straight away.
And with that, another change of bowling. So new bowler facing new batter. And it's Iris Zwilling coming on to bowl.
solid start from the Netherlands. Important that their bowlers, their change bowlers coming on, keep applying pressure, keep to their tight lines. Work to square leg, fielders there. Starts with a dot.
So pitched that quite short, but didn't really get up for Laura Delaney. So all she could do was paddle it around to the square leg fielder.
Worked into the covers. Sets off early for a single there. Easily done. Looks very organised, Laura Delaney.
Yeah, smart cricket from the skipper there. She'll want to be the kind of the person around whom the rest of the team bats for the rest of this innings and be there at the end.
Iris Swilling, wicket to wicket stuff. Another single. Interesting strategy here from the Netherlands. It seems as though they're quite content to send their fielders to the boundary straight after the power play.
I think they've missed a trick there. If they'd been here
Absolutely.
earlier, they might have seen how well keeping those fielders up worked for the Namibia when they played against Thailand. Not the easiest wicket to bat on. There's been a lot of moisture around and quite difficult to get the ball over that infield.
Played to point. No run. Well backed up. Yeah, you have to say they could easily bring one or two in. Yeah, looks far too easy for the new batter. She's just got to the crease. She's on 2. And there's gaps all around. Fuller. Couldn't get that away. Well bowled. Good start for Iris Swilling in her first over.
Yeah, not looking to do too much with the ball, just put it on a good length. She's quite tall as well, so gets that bit of bounce.
A little bit of width there. Oh, it's played away to point and it's a misfield. Sweeper coming around, does well to prevent the second. Very good work. Out on that deep boundary. Good over in the end. 8 now gone and it's 35 for 3.
Yeah, I think that AstroTurf has done for another fielder there. It's just kicked off and gone over the point fielder's head and made her look a little bit silly, so unlucky for her, but a single for Laura Delaney nonetheless. So unsurprisingly, Caroline De Lange returns for another over. She's claimed 2 victims so far. Orla Prendergast and Mary Waldron perishing at her leg spin.
Steps back, cuts away to point. Well fielded. Laura Delaney just looking to give herself a bit of room there. Sharp footwork. Caroline De Lange continues. Down the wicket. Can't quite make the connection.
I prefer that tactic from Laura Delaney though. She went back to a very, very full one first ball of this over. I think the better option is coming down. She just yorked herself there.
Steps back, cuts again, and it's through the field. This could be a couple. It's just going to be 2. Stair Cullis does well coming around, sweeping that ball.
So that's a better length from Laura Delaney's chosen to cut there. Slight bit shorter, and Caroline De Lange not bowling with any great pace. So as long as it's not basically right up in the block hole, I suppose you can go back and play on the back foot.
Well bowled and well played. Gets the single. Score ticking along. short again and cut to point. Fielder does well to direct hit. Never in danger. Another dot ball for De Lange.
So the Irish spin bowlers no doubt will be looking at this and thinking that they're going to have some fun later on. It's definitely a good wicket to bowl spin on.
Shorter there from De Lange, and the wide signalled by the umpire. Don't think that quite came out right for her. She'll have to bowl that one again.
I think Kim Garth thought she wasn't going to get the wide there.
It's wide again and punished. There is a sweeper out there. So just the single. That's the end of De Lange's third. 9 overs now gone. Ireland are 40 for 3.
I don't mind how slowly Ireland are going here. 40 for 3 after 9 would seem quite low if you're playing on a quick wicket on a quicker outfield. But if they get to 80 off, say, 16 overs, then they can really attack in the last 4. That's what's happened so far. Gabby Lewis just 1 from 5 there. She'll be disappointed not to have made an impact on this game. Orla Prendergast looking good until she got a leading edge and was caught. Kim Garth still in there. She's leading run scorer so far. And then we had Mary Waldron, who's also made her way back.
Ara Swilling continues. Good run by this pair. Early call.
These two made their debuts around the same time in 2010, so they've played a lot of cricket together. And they tend to bat one after the other as well. So they've spent a lot of time out in the middle, and there's a good understanding between them.
Fuller from Zwilling. That's played nicely down the ground by Delaney. Picks up another single. Things starting to look slightly easier for these two Irish batters, working the field nicely.
I think they've recognised that it's up to them to just work it around for the next 4 or 5 overs. If they can get a single a ball and maybe double up a couple of times, then they're doing a good job for their team, especially on this deck.
Bowled, well played. That's a misfield. Allows him to come through for the single. Be disappointed with that.
A rather stern late call from Kim Garth there. She wanted one straight off the bat. She knew that she'd get in, but Laura Delaney was worried about Heather Seegers in extra cover there. In the end, her stern shout got Delaney to scamper through.
Beautiful shot through the covers. There is a sweeper out there, so I'll come back for 2. Very dominant shot. That must be a strength through that area.
Yeah, she actually normally plays straighter. I know that's an area she's been working on, so she'll be really pleased to see that she was able to move that cover fielder. She tends to cut well and play straight very well, Laura, but not as dominant through the cover region.
Swilling goes again and it's nurdled into the square leg region. Things moving along nicely now for this pair. 46 for 3 in the 10th.
So Ireland just making the Netherlands fielders work quite a bit at this stage.
Slower ball it seemed, and it's pierced the gap. And that's going to be a boundary. Kim Garth beautifully played through the covers. Very elegant looking shot.
Well, she makes it look like she doesn't care as she's walking around there, Kim Garth, but inside that's the kind of shot that makes her think it's her day. She can get on herself a little bit when things aren't coming off the bat very well, but that's her shot that she wants every time she goes out to bat for Ireland. So she'll be really pleased with that. She'll be pleased that she's out there in the middle. She's vice captain with her skipper, and they've brought up the 50 in the 10th over.
These two looking very comfortable. I think the Netherlands have to find a way to stay positive and try and look to take wickets rather than defend. There is a change in bowler. Silva Seegers into the attack. coming from the nursery road end, and she'll be bowling her leg spin. Again, it's an attacking option. Dropped short and worked by Delaney to the fielder at deep mid-wicket. Nicely played.
Yeah, she waited on that well. It kind of seemed to stay in the wicket forever, that one, didn't it? Bowling a little bit flatter. Umpire Jacqueline Williams just having a word with Silver there.
Bold. Kim Garth coming forward, and there's been a miscommunication. Sloppy stuff there from the Netherlands.
Well, Miranda Vringmeyer was charging in there, and I don't think Silver Seegers saw her for a while. I know who would have come off worse than that, so I'm just glad they didn't clash into each other.
Laura works it to mid-on. Early call and makes it comfortably. Good batting again. Flighted nicely by Silver Seegers. It's called a wide. Think about the second here. Be happy with the one. Things just beginning to look a little bit untidy for the Netherlands. It's Babette de Leerde behind the stumps there. Well bowled, well flighted, but still a single, still able to keep that scoreboard ticking over. Some encouragement from the Netherlands fielders. Bit of extra bounce there, well bowled and well fielded. A direct hit. Good skills all round.
They've hit the wicket an incredible number of times so far in this innings, the Netherlands. 11 overs, almost 11 overs gone, and they have to have hit at least 5 times, so something they've no doubt been working on. And if they haven't been working on it, they don't need to start.
Very impressive to watch. Flighted by Silver again. But again, they're going to get an easy 2. The score moves along to 58.
I think they'll be a little bit disappointed with that over Ireland, though, because it was not a tidy one from Silver Seegers by any means. And, well, she's gone for 8. They'll probably feel like they should have got a few more from it.
Certainly is a crucial period in this innings, I think, for the Netherlands. They need to work out a way how they can contain, just try and create a few more dot balls. This pair, Delaney and Garth, are rotating beautifully. And they've called on probably their best bowler of the day. Leonie Bennett comes back into the attack, which I feel is a good move by the skipper. Try and break this partnership before it develops further.
Yeah, not a bad call from the skipper, Juliette Post. She needs to break this partnership. She knows that if these two stay in for a few more overs, that it could spell trouble for the Netherlands. So Leonie Bennett will no doubt back herself to take another wicket. She's already taken one today.
Steps back and cuts again. It's a dot ball. Again, that cover fielder is very deep. You'd like to see them trying to squeeze a few more dots wherever they can here Just try and build a little bit more pressure. It's a wide ball. Laura Delaney is looking to use her feet there, and I think just put off Leonie Bennett. Clever batting.
Yeah, she'll try and do that more and more, Laura Delaney, as she goes into her innings.
Quick feet again. Oh, and it's another misfield through the legs. Long off does well though to restrict it to just 2.
Heather Seegers looking very unimpressed with herself in extra cover. I think she thought that one was just going to go straight into the hands and looked up a little bit too early.
Good feet again. Past the point fielder. Again, good work out there. The cover boundary. Laura Delaney's been very, very impressive since she's got to the wicket. Very urgent, quick on her feet, and always looking to score.
Yeah, she's quite hard to stop once she gets into an innings. She kind of gets in the zone quite quickly. Being such a busy player, if she gets off strike early on, then you know that she's going to make a decent score.
Good feet again. No run this time. Straight back to the bowler.
Yeah, good decision from her there to just pat it back to the bowler. It was a good ball.
Wide, good feet, cut away to the sweeper. Just the 1 run.
It's a big job at the moment for Silver Seegers. She's manning the cover boundary, and then she'll probably come back in and bowl another over. So always tough when you're bowling to be in the game during the other bowler's over.
Driven by Kim Garth. Oh, and it's another misfield. That's Heather Seegers again. She won't be happy with that. The scramble through for a second. That ends the 12th over. Ireland are 66 for 3.
I think she's actually just lost her footing that time, Heather Seegers, so she's a little bit unlucky the second time perhaps. It's the Irish camp looking a little bit chilly, but supportive of the 2 out in the middle. Kim Garth and Laura Delaney now going along smoothly.
See a picture of your brother on screen there. Newly appointed Irish women's cricket coach. How's he finding the role?
Yeah, he's just in an interim position at the moment, so he's in the role until the end of this tournament, and then I think Cricket Ireland will advertise it, and who knows what happens from there. But yeah, he's really enjoying it. Completely new to women's cricket and getting on really well with the girls, and they've forgotten that I even ever was part of the team. He's the favourite choice now.
Seegers continues. Hit to mid-on, and it's an early call. Pressure on the fielder, and they'll get a second. Very good running. Great understanding between these two. Put the Dutch fielders under a lot of pressure.
I do like that the Dutch fielders are trying to stay on their feet. They're not just allowing the Irish team to take those singles, but they've got to start picking the ball up, because otherwise they're just going to keep on misfielding.
Good footwork again. Nicely down the wicket and nudging it to the fielder at long off.
So a bit of firepower to come in after this. They've got Emer Richardson in the sheds. She's a strong player, likes to sweep, but also plays well down the ground. And Shauna Kavanagh.
Flighted again. It's a big shout for LB. Not out the signal. Just sliding down the leg side.
Yeah, so Shauna Kavanagh coming in at 7. She's probably one of the quickest people between the wicket and world cricket. She kind of can make any one into it too, and she'll always get you back on strike if she's facing, so a real addition to this lineup.
Well bowled Silver. Worked to the cover fielder, no run. Down the track, Kim Garth adjusts well, nudges that partnership ticking along nicely here. Better than a runner ball.
Yeah, you could see her having a word with herself after that previous delivery, Kim Garth, so something was going to happen that ball, and she decided it was down the track. Good that she managed to adjust when the ball wasn't there to hit over mid-onset.
Down the track again. Well bowled inside edge. It's a good over from Silva.
3 from it. That's the end of the 13th. Ireland are 70 for 3. So there's Silva making her way out to the cover boundary, where she's probably hoping she doesn't get quite as much to do as she did last time she was fielding out there. Meanwhile, there's a change of bowling at the other end.
Iris Swilling coming back into the attack. She bowled 2 overs so far, none for 13. See if she can stem the flow of runs. Shorter and pulled away to the fielder, Stair Cullis at deep mid wicket. Again, another single for Ireland.
So 7 overs, just under 7 overs to go for Ireland. If they keep going at a run of ball, they'll get over that 100 mark, but Laura Delaney said she wanted over a 120, so they're going to have to keep on pushing here.
Well bowled, good length. Laura Delaney couldn't do anything with that. Looking to just work that into the gap in front of square leg. Netherlands desperately on the lookout for a wicket. Punched away through the covers, nicely played. Just a single.
Yeah, so a tidy over so far from Spilling. Another youngster into the squad recently.
Nicely driven. Good fielding this time from Heather Seeger. She'll be happy with that.
Yeah, she made sure that time she moved across well, but got the leg behind it as well, just in case. She's still looking a little bit dirty with herself in the field there.
Pulled off the front foot. Well backed up. Importantly for the Dutch, it's another dot ball. We're just able to string a few dots here for Iris Swilling. It's a good return for her.
Again, she's bowled a few short balls. It's not been absolutely perfect, but the Irish players finding the fielders.
Slightly fuller and to the fielder at square leg. So she finishes with another dot, and it's a tidy over from Iris Swilling. She's 3 overs for 15. Ireland are 72 for 3 after 14.
So the Irish players still happy to work the ball around. It might be time for a little bit of innovation. They can't keep just chipping 1s and 2s and then picking out the fielders a couple of balls and over. There's only 3 wickets down, a lot of batting in the sheds, and the Netherlands do have some dangerous batters in Heather Seegers and Stair Cullis. So they'll want as many runs under their belts as they can.
Caroline de Lange back on for her final over. Short and wide, and that should be wided by the umpire. It is.
Yeah, typical loosener there from Caroline de Lange.
Down the track again, Laura Delaney. She's hit that one past mid-on, and she's found the boundary. Probably the shot of the day. Lovely use of the feet. Straight down the ground. Very low risk. And very pleasant on the eye.
Yeah, she's come down with some real intent there, and she's kind of got the bottom hand involved as well. First time we've seen her come down and really try and whack it, and she's managed to get it inside mid-on, and long off couldn't come around and cut it off.
That forces the field change. Short and wide, cut away, straight to point. Unlucky there, either side, and that was possibly another boundary. Caroline De Lange gets away with that one.
Yeah, so change in field as square leg has come in and long on has gone out. And Laura Delaney hits it strongly to that fielder at long on. He's picked up well and returned. So good change from them. And with this field change, I think Kim Garth will be eyeing up that square leg region. That's more her area of strength, something that she's been working a huge amount on this summer.
There it is, down on one knee. You called it, Isabel. And it's beautifully played by Kim Garth. Lovely sweep shot.
Yeah, very difficult to resist that gap there when you're a sweeper, I think. She's shuffled across to make sure that she gets the line right and that she's able to get it past the fielder who was behind square leg on the single. They've changed the field again now. That fielder will go out and mid-on will come up. It's good down the ground as well though, Garth, so she might want to back it up with another boundary. The third man goes around to square and they have a very backward square leg on the boundary.
Short and cut away by Kim Garth. Bit of work for Stair Callis to do out there. She does well. Just restricting it to one. Well played again. They've certainly stepped it up here, the Irish. Looking for that 120. Kim Garth, Laura Delaney responding nicely. Down the track again, hit aerially. Just one bounce to the long on fielder.
Yeah, in some ways it's lucky that she didn't get all of that, Laura Delaney, because it would have just gone straight down the throat of that long on fielder. So it's the end of the 15th. Ireland are 84 for 3. So De Lange finishes her 4 overs with 2 wickets. It's 28 runs. That last over probably her most expensive.
And that's these two past the 50-run partnership. We see them, Kim Garth 31 of 32, Laura Delaney 28 of 30, both looking very set and very comfortable at the wicket there. 5 overs to go. And well on track for their 120, I think.
A leading edge out to Stair Callis on the mid-wicket boundary, and Laura Delaney unfortunately perishes. She just looked to work that around to the leg side and she turned her wrists too soon, and Stair Callis was perfectly positioned to take that wicket. And unfortunately the skipper is gone for 28.
Very well played. Perishes in the pursuit of quick runs. Iris Swilling gets reward. She's bowled nicely. And comfortably done by Stair Callis. Big applause from the Irish camp for Laura Delaney. She played well there. Built a good platform for the team.
So Emer Richardson joining Kim Garth. And this is the kind of situation that she likes to come in and bat. She likes to try some innovative shots, hits it hard, and likes to know exactly how many balls she's going to be facing. So doesn't want to be up in too early.
Iris Swilling, her final over, gets her first wicket. Laura Delaney looking for the big shot, doesn't quite get hold of it. And Stair Callis takes a good catch on the boundary.
So Kim Garth swept that one to mid-wicket. I thought for a second she'd given another catch out to Stair Callis, but she moved her square, and in the end it was a good dive from Callis on the boundary that prevented a 4. She kind of flat bats that one down the ground. Look, he doesn't get all of it. plugs on the circle, and it's a single for Garth.
I think from an Irish point of view, it's important she really bats through here and sees this innings all the way to 20 overs. A couple of loose shots there from her. Needs to keep the concentration.
I'm quite surprised by those 2 shots immediately following Laura Delaney's demise. She's quite a sensible character, Garth, though she does like to attack. She usually makes sure she doesn't get out directly after wicket. Good single to start off for Emma Richardson. Not sure that was where she expected to hit it, but she did well to adjust.
Innovation straight away from her.
It's a favourite of Kim Garth's, a little paddle over the wicketkeeper. And usually she does actually make contact with those ones when they go outside off, but not on that occasion. And actually I think she was nearly out stumped if the wicketkeeper had been up to it. Babette Dalida behind the stumps there.
Goes for it again and will take in. It's the end of Iris Swilling's spell. Tardy from her, 4 overs, 1 for 19, 16 now gone. Ireland are 88 for 4.
So it's looking a little bit less likely after that over that Ireland will make it to that 120 mark. 32 runs in 4 overs. A big ask, although, you know, Aidan over wouldn't usually feel like it's that much. It's difficult to score out there. It's not easy when you come out at the start. So Emma Richardson probably won't find that the boundaries come too thick and fast, but she might have something to say about that.
Silver Seegers returns to the Nursery Road end. Interesting to see how Emma Richardson approaches this. Fielders are back there. So if she does go for it, she's going to have to hit it long. Well bowled and well played. Just worked into that mid-wicket region, looking for 2. They'll settle for 1. It's well fielded out there by Heather Seegers.
So I don't know after last over the 2 failed ramps, but you might see a reverse sweep from Kim Garth here because there's a big gap behind point.
Down the track and heaved away to deep square leg.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was supposed to go over mid-on, but she didn't quite get to the pitch, so ended up having to just kind of pull it around to mid-wicket. You really have to get right to the pitch of the ball on this wicket. As we've seen, it comes off quite slowly, so if you don't get there, you can get in a bit of trouble.
Flighted by Seegers. Oh, and it's put down at extra cover. It was a good effort. Good effort. Probably saved a boundary. She'll be disappointed with that. It's well bowled by Silva Stirrup.
Yeah, Miranda Vringemeyer in extra cover there. She's actually a wicketkeeper herself. Obviously not in the position today, but almost a very acrobatic catch kind of over her head and behind her.
Flighted again and driven firmly to Stair Cullis, sweeping on the boundary.
Yeah, good hands there from Emma Richardson. She'd come down, but it ended up being quite wide. There's the chance almost over the head there from Miranda Vringemeyer. That would have been the second absolute screamer of the day. We saw one earlier from Namibia.
Down the wicket, over the head of mid-on. That's going to be another boundary. Kim Garth opening up here.
That's an impressive shot because she shimmied down the wicket and it was nowhere near there to hit over the top, but she's just committed to the shot, stood still and kind of clubbed it over mid-on. Tall player down there, Iris Swilling, but it's just gone over her despairing hand. It's just becoming a little bit difficult to set a field for Kim Garth now.
Oh, and she's got it. Brilliantly bowled. Silva Seegers gets reward, and it's good work by Babette de Leerde behind the stumps. Sharp work. Whipping the bails off. Kim Garth has to go.
Yeah, she wanted a repeat of the last ball, and actually she probably got herself in a better position, but she's just come inside the line of the ball, and the turn and bounce has done for her in the end, and Babette de Leerde was very quick there. No chance for Kim Garth to get back.
Disappointed with herself there. She played beautifully, set up this Irish innings. Disappointing not to see it all the way through, but she's done a good job and played a very good platform. Ireland, you have to say, are still in a good position here.
Yeah, still proper batters out in the middle. Would put on their passport, yes, I'm a batter. Shauna Kavanagh actually is a specialist batter, and she bats down the order. I mentioned her earlier, she can hit a long ball, but she's super quick between the wickets, so really good to have in at the end.
So that's 17 overs now gone. Score has moved to 97. A loss of 5 wickets. Heather Seegers coming back into the attack from the pavilion end. It's a ramp shot straight away. With an inside edge there.
Yeah, both these players like to play that shot, and there's a big gap there in the 45 region, so don't be surprised if you see that a number of times.
Big step across from Richardson. Yorks herself. And a handy dot ball there for the Dutch.
Yeah, I feel like Richardson's just trying to do too much. She hasn't faced this bowler yet today, hasn't played a lot on this wicket, so sometimes the right way to go is just stand still, get bat on ball and get down the other end. Just give you and your partner a bit of time to get in.
Goes for the ramp again, misses it. 3 dots in a row. Probably not the best option for Richardson.
Yeah, you can see why she's tempted to play that shot. There's a huge gap there, but not a huge amount of pace on the ball either, so it's not clear how much kind of joy she would get from playing the shot, possibly only a double, so why not play 3 strong shots for singles and get yourself in.
Seegers bowls, probing, good fielding at square leg. Very good fielding. Keeps it to just 1. So good over here from Heather Seegers.
Well, you said Ireland were in a good position at the start of this over. That's what happens when you have 2 new batters at the crease. Takes a little while to get in. While Emma Richardson's faced 8 balls for 6. One of those was a boundary very early on, so Netherlands doing well to dismiss the 2 set batters.
Shauna Kavanagh comes down the wicket. Just works it away to square leg. Will get the single. And she's off the mark. Yeah, and that probably explained the disappointment on Kim Garth's face when she came out there in the 17th over it was. She knew she could have added an extra 20 there, possibly 10-15 to the score. Richardson heaves that away. Stair Cullis will pick that up in the deep. It's going to be 2. Good running. Nice to see the dive come out. Good commitment.
Looks like that hurt a little bit. I'm sure it did. Well, it's been wet here. The square is quite dry, so I'm sure she'll be feeling that. Emma Richardson not happy with something that has happened to her glove. She needs some tape, I think. But yeah, well played from her. She hits the ball pretty well. And Shauna Kavanagh was nearly lapping her there. She's so quick between the wickets while Richardson was diving in. There's the batting summary so far. The anchor of the innings so far, Kim Garth, 39 from 39. Really good innings at a run of ball. She had a good partnership with Laura Delaney in the middle. She made 28. And a few little cameos. Orla Prendergast for 11 and Emma Richardson currently in on 8. So an opportunity for Shauna Kavanagh to make some runs in this tournament. Didn't get an opportunity yesterday in Ireland's win over Namibia. Silver Seegers returns. She's been bowling really well. She's got better and better as the day's gone on, as she comes in for her 4th over.
Floated up, asks the question, not outs the signal. Again across the line, Shauna Kavanagh searching for these late boundaries. Lighted and goes for the sweep shot, no connection. Silver Seegers won't mind that, I don't think.
No, she'll say play another 4 of those, please. I think it is a good wicket to sweep on, but difficult first up when you haven't got the pace of the wicket. So once she connects with one, Shawnee, you feel like then she'll be in it. A better shot from her, strongly hit down the ground to long off. But that's far too many dot balls in the past 10 for Ireland. And Emer Richardson will be searching for a boundary here, no doubt.
Shorter from Seegers. It's just going to be the one. Good bowling again to a field.
I think that surprised Emer Richardson there. If she'd known it was going to be short, I'm sure she would have decided where it was going to go, but the 3 previous deliveries were very full, so it's kind of foxed her a little bit. 2 balls to go in the over. What can Shauna Kavanagh do? Full, driven strongly wide of long off, and she'll hope Emer can come back. Richardson commits to it and makes it back easily in the end. No need for a dive this time.
Good work, well placed, just to the right of cover. To the left of long off, ensured too. Strong shot down the ground. Final ball of the 19th over. Balls and she sweeps again. Will come through for the single, possibly the second. Yes, they will.
And that's very sharp thinking from Emer Richardson to come back for this second. It's come off the stumps. They've hit the stumps so many times. We've alluded to it before. And that time they've paid the price. The Netherlands, Ireland coming through for a sneaky little second. And Silver Seegers, excellent 4 overs. She's had 1 for 26. At the end of the 19th, Ireland are 107 for 5. So Emer Richardson was very keen to get on strike for this last over from Heather Seegers. I think we might see her trying a few innovations, but she'll be hoping, having faced an over of her already, that some of them will come off. I think she'll eye up 45 and deep square leg. And over she goes. That's huge. Over the boundary for 6. We spoke about that vacant square leg area. Sweep shot from Emer Richardson. And Heather Seegers goes the full distance.
She's played that beautifully, down on one knee. It's got full connection. And brought the small crowd alive here at Forfarshire Cricket Club. Standing outside off stump. She knew what she was trying to do. And executed beautifully. The first 6 of the day.
And Emer Richardson just checking something with umpire Jacqueline Williams. Not sure what has her worked up, but hopefully she's figuring it out. Heather Seegers probably not too happy being made to wait after being sent for the first maximum of the day.
Down the wicket. Played down to long off. Looking for 2. Coming back. And she's missed the bails. Heather Seegers. She's in a perfect position and just didn't take the bails off.
It just hasn't been her day, Heather Seegers, has it? She's had a couple of regulation misfields already today, and then she's taken the return throw from Denise Deventer really well. Perfect throw, exactly what you'd want, and she's just missed the bail. So Shauna Kavanagh survives.
And crucially, back on strike here.
Calls of 2, but Emma Richardson looks like she's going to settle for 1. So Shauna Kavanagh, an opportunity. Here we have that missed opportunity again. Clear frustration from Hedda Seegers. You can understand disbelief from the fielder, I think. Denise van Deventer thinking she'd claimed a run out.
Seegers bowls, and she's bowled her. Wicket for Seegers. Shauna Kavanagh has to go. Ireland lose their 6th wicket. Score now 116 for 6. Good comeback from Heather Seegers.
Yeah, she's just hit a really good length there. Shauna Kavanagh looking to repeat the antics of Emma Richardson earlier in the over and send it over square leg, but it just wasn't quite full enough. And she's done a good job between the wickets running for Emma Richardson. She has to go for 6. That brings Leah Paul to the wicket. And Shauna just stepping leg side of the ball there. That might have been why she missed it. Possibly if she went towards it, she would have been okay. But Leah Paul, the left-hander, young and new to the team, usually finds herself up the top of the order. So this is a new position for her, but very quick between the wickets as well. Yeah, so what can she do with the final 2 balls of the innings? I'm sure Emma Richardson has said, get me on strike, but
Seegers bowled, and it's pulled away by Paul. Come back for the 2nd. Good running again by Richardson. Every run crucial at this stage of the game. Ireland approaching that 120 that they were after.
that's Leah Paul's go-to shot. She's a good hockey player and a left-hander, so leg side is the way to go mostly for her.
Heaved away again, this time towards long on. Richardson coming back for the 2nd. Good running again. And Leah Paul makes it.
So good result for Ireland there. 4 from the final 2 deliveries. Leah Paul doing a good job coming in for her team at number 8. And Ireland managing to go past that magic number they were looking for, 120 for 6 after 20.
Yeah, it's a sturdy effort from the Irish batters there. Under a little bit of pressure early on with the loss of 3 quick wickets. It was a solid partnership through the middle there, Kim Garth and Laura Delaney. As the 2, Leah Paul and Emma Richardson, leave the field. Good effort from them too. Good effort from the Dutch. A couple of chances down. Should be interesting to see how they come back in the 2nd half.
Yeah, it's certainly a game for one or other team to come back out and claim it in the 2nd half. It's kind of, you'd say, evens at this point in time. There you have the batting card. Kim Garth there, 39, supported by Laura Delaney with 28, and Emma Richardson coming in for a very entertaining 18 from just 13 balls at the end. Shauna Kavanagh and Leah Paul doing a decent job there at 6 and 4. And Ireland, they said they wanted 120 at the start of the day. They've managed to get there, but that's by no means job done. Lots of work to do in the 2nd innings.
We'll take a look at the bowling summary. Heather Seegers started us off. She was tidy throughout the day. Leonie Bennett, probably the pick of the bowlers for the Dutch. 4 overs, 1 for 19, 13 dot balls. Iris Swilling as well, also very tidy, going below 5 runs an over and taking a crucial wicket. Silver Seegers, very handy leg spin. 4 overs, 1 for 26. A tidy enough spell by the bowlers, a couple of missed opportunities that they might come to rue later on. Let's take a look at the highlights of the first innings.
So this is Gabby Lewis. She went early, disappointed to take the outside edge and get caught by a surprise Silver Seegers on the boundary. Really good bowling from Leonie Bennett. Next to Parrish was Prendergast. She just tried to move the leg spinner to leg side, leading edge, and the bowler took a handy return catch.
Mary Waldron, the next wicket to fall. Again, the leg spin of Caroline de Lange. LBW going across the line, looking for the sweep shot. She was delighted with that one.
Kim Garth got going when she pulled out her own sweep shot, moves across well and places it behind the deep 45 or the short 45 fielder. And Delaney was the next to go. She'd played a really good innings for her 28, but she just got a leading edge trying to work the ball to leg side, and the waiting Stair Collis took a catch.
Tough chance here for Miranda Veringmeyer. That could have been a game changer.
And the runs started to flow then for Ireland. More joy for Garth as she goes over mid-on. But then finally she was sent back to the clubhouse when she ran past this perler of a delivery from Silver Seegers. Bit of turn and good work from behind the stumps from Babette to Lida.
First 6 of the tournament here at Fortill, and it was Emma Richardson with a big shot over the vacant deep square leg. Brought a big cheer around the ground. And then in the final over, another missed opportunity by the Dutch. Heather Seegers at the bowler's end there. She'll be disappointed with that one.
And then finally, Shauna Kavanagh unable to send the ball to the boundary.
There we go at the break. The Dutch will need 121 to win the game. Good effort first up from the Irish. But watch out for this Dutch team. There are a few dangerous players, and the Irish certainly will know that.
We'll take a break for a few minutes and we'll be back for the second half.
Welcome back to the second half of game 2 here at Forfarshire Cricket Club. The sun is still out, which is good news. Netherlands begin their chase of 121 they'll need in their 20 overs. Kicking it off for them will be Stair Cullis and Heather Seegers.
So Kim Garth will take the new ball for Ireland. A very good seam bowler, Garth. Makes the ball talk early on and bowls a heavy ball. So a good battle here between two of the top players in the match, Stair Cullis and Kim Garth. Garth was a little bit expensive in her spell yesterday against Namibia. Went for 15 in her 2 overs. So she'll want to make that right today. Not happy with that run up, Kim Garth. She's going to measure it out again. So, take 2 coming up.
Yeah, that innings, that knock would have settled her. Certainly, she's well up and running in this tournament. Now we'll look to make an impact with the ball. With bowls, Cullis defends. Cullis went without scoring yesterday against the Thai ladies. She'll be looking for a big one today. One of the star performers to watch out for this in this Netherlands side. Turn-up girl in women's cricket around the world. Playing a miss there. Well bowled, Kim Garth.
Yeah, she looks a little bit nervous, Stair Cullis. She usually goes out with a huge amount of confidence, but no doubt that ball yesterday, which bowled her by the Thai opening bowler, will have rattled her nerves a little bit. And Kim Garth is a very, very experienced bowler. Has bowled a super over in Big Bash cricket and has bowled against some of the top players around the world.
Garth then again has played off the back foot and it's through. It's a great start for Cullis. It won't quite make the boundary, but she'll pick up 2. She opens her account with a good-looking shot through the offside.
Yeah, that's the danger when you have Kim Garth bowling. She's one of the quicker bowlers around, so if you do get some bat on it, she tends to go. So field placement, very important for her.
Bowled and defended again nicely by Cullis into extra cover. You have to say this is the matchup in the game. Garth v Cullis. A lot rests on the shoulders of young Cullis and this Dutch team.
It's a well-oiled bowling unit. Emma Richardson here in front of us, just beside Garth, also a star bowler in the Irish team.
Defended inside edge, looking for one. No is the call from Heather Seegers at the non-striker's end.
Celeste Rack fielding that 45. Another diminutive leg spinner.
Worked through the leg side, not quite through. Enough to come through for a single. That's the end of the first over. Tidy one from Garth. It's 3 without loss.
Stair Cullis retains the strike for the second over. So she won't be too unhappy with that, Cullis. Garth, one of the most dangerous bowlers probably in the tournament. So taking a few runs off her and surviving to over 2, she'll be happy with that. So Orla Prendergast, one of the opening batters we saw early on, also opening the bowling. A serious athlete. She plays underage international football, and you'll probably see her manning the boundary at some stage. She's very, very quick around there, and will save a good few runs in the field for the Irish team. Swings the ball in. So Cullis won't want a repeat of yesterday when she was bowled by an in-swinger.
assesses the field, making sure she's ready and up for it. Prendergast off the back foot, and that's a good looking shot. That's 4. Confident start here from Stair Cullis. Just a little bit of width. Not even a loosener, but it's put away by Cullis. Pressure immediately onto Prendergast. Good looking shot from Cullis. Rocked onto the back foot and put it away. Short defended into cover.
So still only young Orla Prendergast. She's in school, still learning the trade of bowling, opening the bowling for Ireland. She just started doing it this summer. She's putting on a few yards of pace with every 6 months you see her.
Finds the inside edge of Cullis. Well bowled. Good probing line. Again, that's what she would want to stick to. Cullis quick to pound on any width.
A lot of responsibilities on the shoulders of this young player, opening the batting and opening the bowling, but she seems up to the task.
Wide and cut again. That's going to be 4. Cullis is in the zone here. I have to say, just a bit too much width on offer, and it's easy pickings for Cullis.
Yeah, the wrong line and the wrong length from Prendergast there. She turned away with disgust as that one was crashed to the boundary from Stair Cullis.
Prendergast in, and it's worked off the legs. It'll just be a leg by. Another single to the Dutch. Heather Seegers will face her first ball of the innings.
So the Dutch moving to 12 for none. One ball to go in the second. She hits the pad, but probably hit outside the line. And umpire Jacqueline Williams takes no time to say not out. That brings about the end of the over. A decent finish from Prendergast, but a few loose balls. Ireland or Netherlands are 12 for 0 from 2.
Good positive start from these two. Looking to pounce on any bad balls delivered. And so far they've done that, kept up with the rate. Be looking to do that right the way through. Cullis looks in good touch. Settled a lot of the nerves in the dressing room.
Garth approaching for her second over. Again, hits it backward of point. This time it goes to third man, Sophie McMahon tidying up down there. And this is the batter that Kim Garth will want to be bowling to. Heather Seegers has only faced one delivery so far. Didn't look completely confident when she missed that one and it hit her pad, so Kim Garth will be hoping she can start off her account with Heather Seegers' wicket.
Worked into mid-wicket. Good fielding. No run.
That's good fielding from Lara Moritz there in mid-wicket. Not afraid of a shout at the stumps either, Lara, so you want to make sure you're back in your ground. Emma Richardson warming up in front of us here. Looks like she'll be taking the 4th.
Big shot there from Heather Seegers. No reward. Kim Garth keeping a real tight line here, asking a lot of questions.
And she's just erring on the side of full there, Kim. Looks a little bit puffed. She does have a long run up and she's been injured this summer, so hasn't bowled a huge amount. This is the first tournament that she's properly bowled at.
On for the short ball, and it's pulled. And it's pulled for 6. Heather Seegers rocked back. Wasn't surprised at all by that. And put it away beautifully. That's a big one.
Yep, that bouncer just too short. Gave Heather Seegers a good sight at it. It was almost like a tennis ball bounce off this slow surface. And Heather Seegers didn't have to be asked twice to have a big swing at that. Strong girl, well over the boundary. Follows it up with a slower ball, Kim Garth. Very well bowled from her.
Brilliant shot from Seegers, and really highlights how this Dutch team are up for this chase. They're not going to die wondering here, which is good to see. Garth full, played to mid-on, and they set off early, comfortably in for the single. It's a good over for the Dutch. It's now 3 gone and they 20 without loss.
So the game really hanging in the balance. 120, that kind of score where one got over for each team can mean it suddenly looks like a tough job for the other. So one maiden over and suddenly the run rate is creeping up, and one big over with the bat can really make the bowling team pay. So they turn to their veteran, Emer Richardson. She's played over a long period of time for Ireland, but is based in New Zealand now and just comes back to play tournaments for Ireland. Really, really experienced campaigner, has won plenty of accolades over New Zealand domestic comps and indeed in international games as well. So proper off spinner, really lovely action, and does get some turn and bounce. Quite a tall bowler as well. She'll be in a good mood after a good innings earlier today when she hit the first 6 before Heather Seegers. So really big battle between these two because Seegers and Callis do like facing the spin. So 2 fielders out, one's in cow and one at long on.
Seegers chips it straight back, and the bowling change has done the job. Richardson straight in the action. Ireland have their first.
A knowing smile from Emer Richardson there. Very slow wicket, and Seegers didn't give herself any time to get the pace of the wicket. It was very different when the 2 openers were on. Kim Garth and Order Prendergast, their extra pace making it a little bit easier to face. But Emer Richardson, good length, good bounce, and she takes a sharp catch. She's gone for 7.
You have to say Heather Seegers will be disappointed with this. Richardson's first ball into the attack, short of a length, and she popped it straight back to the bowler. Not even had a look. She's had to go for 7 as the Dutch lose their first wicket. Score on 20.
And that brings Denise van de Venter to join Ster Callis. More a worker, Denise. She'll work the ball around, look for quick singles, and she'll try and make sure that she's there for everyone else to work around. Give Ster Callis the strike and let her hit the boundaries. Still 2 fielders out, one at square leg and one at deep mid wicket.
Bowls pulled to deep mid wicket. She's off the mark straight away.
Good work from Prendergast in the deep. Decent throw over the top for Mary Waldron behind the stumps. Very canny bowler, Emer Richardson. She likes to make sure everyone's exactly where she wants them.
Flighted, played to cover, no run.
So she's got to keep a tight line here. No third man for Richardson.
and pulled away by Cullis. Pierces the gap for a boundary. Good shot, good footwork. That's come out the middle of the bat. Another boundary for Cullis.
Yeah, really well played by Callis. It's not the length that Richardson would have wanted to bowl. She does have two out there, but Callis manages to find the gap. Really strongly played straight between those two fielders. The despairing dive of Shauna Kavanagh, unable to get there.
Short again, and it's cut away. Finds the fielder either side, and it was 4. Richardson lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah, she's just bowling too short here. She knows that Sarah Callis does like to go down the ground. She's trying to take that option away, but still too short.
High toss, short third man. 6 runs off the over. The key wicket for the Seagers. The Dutch 26 for 1 after 4.
So both teams very much in the game at this point. If Ireland can get out of the power play, still only going at a run a ball, and take another wicket, they'll probably feel like they're on top. Very top heavy, this batting attack, and really a lot rests on the shoulders of Sarah Callis, who's going to be on strike now. Here's the wicket taker, Emma Richardson. And we have a change of bowling. Celeste Rack into the attack. Leg spinner. Originally playing her cricket in Australia. 2 Irish grandparents means she's now playing for Ireland. A short one to start. Gabby Lewis comes around to keep it to 1 run. That's well fielded from her.
Cullis seems very quick to pick up anything short. Rocking onto the back foot. Dangerous player.
So 2 going out in the leg side, long on coming up for Denise. Floated one here.
Umpires might have a chat about this one. I'm not interested.
It was very full, but I think it was on its way back down. A better ball from Rack. Well fielded from Kavanagh.
Flighted again from Rack.
Excellent fielding in third man. Sophie McMahon onto that like a flash. She's read that excellently. And no doubt she was thinking she was having a 4th run out in 2 days. Sophie McMahon, she took 3 run outs yesterday in the game against Namibia.
Back again. Play to point, no run.
So to the right of the screen there was Sophie McMahon, 3 run outs in 1 game. That's a good return, especially in a T20 game.
Short and punch to cover. No run. It's a good first over from Rack.
And very nervy looking over from Raki. She's just dragged a few down. Sure, she's bustling in. Looks like she just wants it a bit too much. So hopefully she can get herself together for the next over. As Emma Richardson continues. Nonetheless, she's only gone for 2 there, Rack. She's can hardly ask for better than that, considering the length and line that she was bowling.
Denise van der Venter, you said, likes to work the ball around. Is that going to be the order of play here? Try and get Cullis on strike, build a platform between these two, get closer to that Irish total.
Yeah, I think if you want to liken her to someone in the Irish team, she's a little bit like Laura Delaney. So it's not that she can't score runs, it's that she likes to get into it by being busy and getting off strike early.
Flighted from Richardson. It's almost a sweep stroke pull to deep square. Thought about a second. settles on one, brings Stair Callis back on strike.
Yeah, Richardson hasn't quite found her length on this wicket. Very, very slow, so you can rock back up for anything short of a length. She needs to be probably fuller of that good length.
Some balls and Callis plays and misses. Tries to give herself a bit of room to cut that through the offside. Trying to get a fine past the short third man.
Yeah, I think that's a good ploy from Rima Richardson, leaving that third man area open. Because even if Stair Callis does get it there, the Paul point is very quick. She's got good left arm throw, so probably keeps it to one anyway. So coming around the wicket.
Phil has hit firmly to mid-on. No run.
Just looking like that's helping her finish off her action, Emer Richardson, so a good decision from her. She drags it deep. And the wicket helps her there, Emer Richardson. Stair Callis having to dig that one out. Hasn't got it very far for her.
Callis 18 of 24 now. Not happy with herself there. Flighted from Richardson, well bowled and well fielded off own bowling. Building up some pressure on Callis here. She knows she needs to be the one to score. At the same time, she needs to be the one to bat through. Rocks back and cuts it past short third man. It's just going to be two, looks like it. It's well fielded by Leah Paul. Well played by Callis. That's what she was after. That's the end of the 6th over. It's the end of the first power play. Netherlands rather 31 for 1.
So Richardson finishes her 2nd over, 1 for 9. A handy over that one. And as we come out of the power play, skipper Laura Delaney turns to Sophie McMahon to come on. She's a bounding character, likes to run in hard, and then I think she'd probably run past the ball when she bowls it. She won't like that I said that, but it's a really nagging kind of pace and length. Very, very difficult to hit. When she hits a good length, Sophie, you just tend to hit the fielders in the V. So I hope they'll keep most of them up and ask Denise van de Venter to go over the top to get any runs.
And you think after what we've seen today, that sort of slow nagging pace on this wicket could really suit her. Crucial that they get the right field. Try and stop the easy ones in the ring. Build that pressure on Callis. Early call from Van der Venter. No is the shout. Dot ball and good start for McMahon.
Yeah, that looks a little bit short. It always looks a bit short from the sideline when you're watching Sophie bowl from this kind of angle, but when you're facing her, it's fuller than you think and very difficult to play across. That one is too full, but fine leg will try and cut that off. Lara Moritz down there at fine leg doing a fine job of tidying up for that loose delivery. It's not a bad outcome. A bit of a loose one. She bowled well first ball up, but second one was kind of her loosener instead.
Brings Callis back on strike. See what her game plan is to Sophie McMahon.
Fine leg comes up and they've moved mid wicket out to the boundary. So 4 out, cover, long on, deep mid wicket and deep square.
Wider delivery, appeal from Mary Waldron behind the stumps. No is the call from the umpire. So it's an easy one on offer for Callis if she wants it on the leg side. Clear game plan here from the Irish, trying to cut out the boundaries that Callis feeds on.
Yeah, and a real bonus for Ireland is the skill of Mary Waldron behind the stumps. She's excellent up to the stumps for the seamers. Another change in the field. They're going to bring Long on up and drop third man back. This enables Sophie to bowl that fuller line outside off. Bit of a mixed field here. Square leg and third man out.
Worked into the leg side. Pushing for two. Stair Callis wants to. She makes her ground. That's excellent running. I don't think there's two there.
No, I think the problem there was Orla Prendergast didn't know what end to throw. Mary Waldron's call came too late. You just heard her as Prendergast had the ball in her hand, call and keeper, and that stage, that was all the extra time that that Stair Callis needed to make her ground.
Disappointing for the bowler. You set those fields because you want to give the batter the one, so you're bowling at the new batter.
They've just moved that fielder, Orla Prendergast, who's down at mid-wicket, in 5 yards off the circle, so she can cut off that too. She is super quick, so you would have thought she should get in there anyway, but obviously hasn't done on that occasion.
It's drifted down the leg side. And wide is the signal. Mary's Waldron saved a couple of runs there. It was heading down past short fine leg. She's done well. Wide again, appeal. Again, not out the signal.
Wry smile from Mary Waldron behind the stumps. An umpire herself, I think she feels the need to ask the umpires as many questions as she can.
Sophie bowls, and that's cut away to point. They've taken on the arm, and that was close. Risky business there from Stair Callis, but she keeps strike, and that's exactly what the Dutch would have wanted.
That's the end of Sophie McMahon's first over. She goes for just 5. Bit of a mixed bag for her, but not too bad a return for Ireland. And now we see there's a bit of a brains trust meeting in the middle for Ireland. Captain, vice captain and keeper coming together to decide where to go next. And it looks like the skipper is going to bring herself on. Another similar bowler to McMahon. There's the story of the game so far. Ireland put up 120 for 6. Garth, the main batter there, going at a run of ball 39. Delaney supporting her. Some good figures from De Lange, 2 for 28. So far, Callis the star for Netherlands, 23 not out. And if she stays at the wicket, then Ireland could be in a bit of trouble. Netherlands 36 for 1. Good start from Delaney there into the vacant mid-wicket area. Lara Moritz a little bit slow to pick it up at long on there, but no ill effect as Callis decides not to go back for the second. So lots of space on the leg side there from Delaney. Just one fielder on the one on that leg side. She brings mid-wicket in as I say that.
Wide delivery from Delaney. Disappointed with that. Denise van der Venter on strike. She's 4 or 5. Done a good job so far rotating the strike with Stair Callis. Straight to ball and work to short fine leg. No run. That's the call. Sophie McMahon, short fine leg. Good work from her.
If she can get into her spell here, Laura Delaney is the exact bowler you want on this wicket. Very slow and normally bowls a nagging length, so difficult to get away, but also very dangerous to go across the line for.
Short and cut away to Kim Garth, I think it is out there.
Gabby Lewis, they do look very alike, two tall blonde people, but Kim Garth marshalling the extra cover region there.
Brings Esther Callis back on strike. Denise van der Venter doing a good job finding the singles when she needs them. Short and wide again. Callis pleading for the wide.
I don't know if she's pleading for the wide or pleading that she hits it. We saw it in the previous game when the tie ball is bowled out there, the seamers in particular. It doesn't really lift, so it's quite hard to hit for any runs.
Punched again, this time to Garth, that extra cover. Callis not happy with herself.
She's gone for a little walk around the stumps to have a stern word.
Needs to keep her composure here. Key to this innings. Straight and worked onto the leg side. Settling for one. It's a tidy start here from Delaney at the end of her first. 4 runs conceded. 8 overs gone. The Dutch 40 for 1.
And this is the problem with this kind of medium run chase. It feels very gettable, but every time you go, you only get 3 or 4 runs in an over. You're putting extra pressure on yourself, and suddenly, after a few kind of tidy overs where some good shots have been played, but only 1 or 2 runs have come from them, the Netherlands find themselves in a bit of a spot. 40 for 1 from 8 overs. By no means an insurmountable task, but getting more difficult by the over.
Just feel as though they need a boundary to kick-start things again. Callis has been relatively quiet in the last couple of overs. Left outside the off stump.
Not sure what Esther Callis thought had happened there. Didn't look even close to a wide. She's just getting a little bit frustrated with the lack of bounce, I think. So going onto the back foot and it's kind of hitting her shoelaces.
Pulls out from that one. Sophie McMahon coming in from the pavilion end. Short and has cut away fiercely, and that's beaten the third man. That's exactly what Callis would have wanted. It's a beautiful cut shot. Gets 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's exactly where she wanted it to go, but wide of third man, and it has raced away. She got her hands through it really well, and that'll settle her nerves. Short and wide from Sophie McMahon. That one came up a little bit so that Esther Callis could really get through the shot, and a somewhat despairing dive from Celeste Rack.
Fuller from Sophie McMahon. Well played by Callis. I think she can certainly afford to take dot balls when she needs to. She has the ability quite clearly to get the boundary when she needs to. Good job here for the Dutch. Cut away again to point. Well fielded, no run.
Yeah, very tidy work in there from Leopold. Always good to have a lefty in point. And the Netherlands really struggling to score any runs straight. We haven't really seen them score it down the ground at all, so all the fielders can move a bit squarer.
Cut away, they'll scamper through for a single. Yeah, Paul can't do anything about that one. 5 off the over so far.
So more changes to the field. These two sides haven't played each other twice recently, so the Irish players do know these Dutch players quite well. They know their areas of strength.
Good take from Mary Waldron. It's a dot ball to finish. 9 overs now gone, and the score moves to 45 for the loss of 1 wicket. Fairly evenly balanced at this stage of the game. Netherlands will be wanting to keep up with that rate. We take a look at the bowling scorecard there. Celeste Rack, just the 1 over so far, only going for 2. And Richardson with the only wicket of the innings so far. She bowled nicely. As it's Delaney to continue here. Probe away with her tight lines. Punch back to extra cover. Kim Garth comes round. No run.
And she just looks like she's settling into her work here, Delaney. Much like when she's batting, once she settles into it when she's bowling, she just keeps on hitting the same line and length.
Cut away. Scampered through for a single. Good backing up there. Good Sophie McMahon coming around from short fine leg, doing a good job. Denise van der Venter back on strike.
It's a good use of the pace there. There's pretty much always one when you hit it to that short third man, because the non-striker can back up so well. Again, looking for a quick single.
There's a miscommunication. She makes it back.
Unfortunately, Leopold coming around into the cover area, it was to her wrong side. She had to get her feet around and get a perfect throw, and unfortunately for her, she's not managed it. That was almost the end for Denise van der Venter.
She was a long way down there. Plenty of time, Leopold. Oh, that's, you have to say, that's a missed opportunity for the Irish.
She just tried to lob it to the wicketkeeper, which was probably the wrong choice.
Cut away. Out to the fielder at deep cover. Gabby Lewis doing the work out there. Brings Stair Callis back on strike. That required run rate creeping up over 7s now, 7.16. Short and wide and cuts away powerfully and gets the boundary. Great shot from Stair Callis. Gabby Lewis could do nothing about that in the boundary. Too much width on offer from Laura Delaney. She won't be happy with herself.
Yeah, it was almost like they were working up to that one, wasn't it? She'd bowled a few similar deliveries previously, and Stair Callis has just climbed into that one and hit it forward of Gabby Lewis on the boundary. A better line. They're going to try and come for 2. Lara Moritz gets to the ball quickly, and Stair Callis will retain the strike for the next over. So that brings about the end of the 10th. Netherlands 52 for 1.
Let's just take a look at these impressive boundary shots from Stair Callis. Rocking back into the back foot there. Put the pressure immediately on Richardson for a boundary. She's shown complete control in this innings. And a lot of power when she's needed to. Then again off Sophie McMahon. Cut away. very strong off the back foot. Rather impressive to watch. Laura Delaney also being cut away. Gabby Lewis on the boundary could do nothing about this one. You have to feel Ireland really need her wicket. Change of bowler. Leah Paul, the left arm spinner, into the tack. It's a good start from her. Cut away to short third man. Good running. Denise van der Venter. Good rotation of the strike. Dutch dugout encouraging Stair Cullis to stay there. They know how crucial she is to this run chase. As they send the mid wicket back to the boundary. So leg side not completely open. They will move square leg round to mid wicket, and backward point is shifting round to short fine leg. So a slightly more conventional field here. Bowled and punched away to point, no run. Paul will be happy with a start, just the 1 run. Required run rate climbing. It's looped up and she's taken it. She's got the wicket. She's got the wicket that they wanted. Denise van der Venter has to go. The Dutch lose their 2nd wicket. Good bowling change. Left arm spinner does the job. Taking the pace off it there. And a very tidy catch. Denise van der Venter. She has to go. Played nicely with Stair Cullis. Good partnership between the two. You have to say, that's just what the Irish needed. Brings the new batter, Miranda Veringmeyer. I believe if she does get going, can be very dangerous. Have another look at that wicket, tossed up. It's a really soft dismissal. Denise van der Venter won't be too happy looking at that again on the replay. Good work nonetheless from Leah Paula. It's a good catch. Miranda Veringmeyer takes strike. Required run weight now 7.29. Balls flighted again. It's hit down the ground. Brilliant diving save there. Saved a good few runs, Laura Delaney. Great work for her team. Could have been a boundary. Top work from her at mid-off. Good positive start though from Miranda Veringmeyer. Paul continues. Cullis rocks back and punches to extra cover. No run. That concludes Paul's first over. It's a successful one. 1 wicket, 2 runs. That's 11 overs gone. The Dutch are 54 for 2. picked it up and it's hit beautifully down the ground. That's great work again on the boundary. Beautiful work out there. It's Laura Moritz, I think it is, as well to save 3. Lovely shot though from Miranda Veringmeyer. She's looked very positive from the word go. Played by Cullis, just using the pace, running it down past the short third man. Celeste Rack again, bowling nicely. Cut away, a lot of work to do. Good again. Oh, it's unfortunate. I think it's gone through Gabby Lewis there. Pulled it away fiercely to fielder at deep square. It's a good start. Miranda Veringmeyer, she means business out there. She's got a job to do. Backing up Stair Callis. She's currently on 38 off 48. Miranda 7 off just 4 balls. Flighted by Rack. It's well fielded. Leah Paul it is at point again. She's been electric today. Seven off that over for the Dutch. 12 now gone. They're 61 for 2. Another 60 required. 8 overs to go. So they're still there and thereabouts. They know they need a big over just to get that rate to a more controlled level. Leah Paul continues. Powerful shot again by Miranda Veringmeyer. She's certainly got the power and the ability to find the boundary, which is absolutely crucial at this stage of the innings in a T20 chase. Flatter from Paul and she punches to extra cover, no run. Shorter, hit back to the bowler, no run again. This is good for Leah Paul. And punched through the point area. They might come back for 2 here. Yes, they will.
It's a beautiful shot from Sarah Callis there down the ground.
Beautiful finish to the over for the Dutch. 72 for 2 now. On. Esther Callis now 42 from 51. Miranda Veringmeyer playing a bit of a blinder here for the Dutch. She's 14 off 9 and pushed them up in line with the rates. 7 overs to go. 49 required. So bang on 7.
And again, Ireland turned to their experienced bowler, Emer Richardson. Not bowled the best that I've seen her. I don't think she figured out the right length to bowl. But her experience should mean that she can figure it out in this second spell coming around the wicket. And Miranda Veringmeyer will know Emer Richardson pretty well. They played against each other a lot in previous years. And I think she'll relish this opportunity.
Boulders pulled away by Veringmeyer. This is going to be another boundary. Yes, it is. She's on fire. Not what Richardson would have wanted. Too short from her. And Veringmeyer's put her away.
Not a bad delivery from Emer Richardson. I think pretty much where she wanted to bowl it. But Veringmeyer, that extra strength that she has, when she makes contact, it just goes. Goes leg side again. This time doesn't hit it quite as well. Kavanagh able to come in and tidy up easily. And now Callis on strike. A lot less pressure on Callis now that she's joined by Miranda Veringmeyer, who's going at about 180.
You can just see the Irish fielders backing off on the ring. That it's almost a single every time on the leg side.
At this point in the game, it's just about who holds their nerve, isn't it?
Absolutely, that's well bowled by Richardson. Gets the dot ball. Callis composes herself again. Short, and she's worked that into mid-wicket. Easy one for her. Good batting. That's 6 off the over. 2 balls to come.
And the dangerous Miranda Veringmeyer was put down in the last over. How costly will that be?
Brilliant work there from Celeste Rack. Good energy from her. That's where Ireland need to be. Final ball of Richardson's over. Short and pulled away. They'll just get 1. So that's the 7 they required off that over. 6 overs to go now. 79 for 2.
So Ireland turn to their senior bowler, Kim Garth. She's well used to these kind of situations, and that's the kind of experience Ireland need. The problem for Ireland is that the Netherlands are keeping up with the rate. The problem for the Netherlands is that they just have 1 over where they don't go at that rate. It suddenly jumps. So just needs 1 bowler to have a really good over, maybe take a wicket, and then the Netherlands are under the pump again.
So another 42 required for victory. 6 overs to go. We're on track for a tight finish here at Forfarshire Cricket Club. Crowd starting to amble in.
Yeah, great to see people playing cricket around the ground as well.
Short and cut to point, no run. Good start. Kim Garth back in for a 3rd over.
Yeah, so has a funny wicket. Nako taking wickets when she needs to, Kim Garth.
Work to mid-on, good batting. Gets a single, gets Callis back on strike. Around moves to 21 from just 15 deliveries.
So I'll be interested to see how Stare Callis plays Kim Garth here. She didn't look keen to take her on in the first spell, really. But she can't afford to just face her out.
Short, and it's cut straight to the fielder. Leah Paul there. Point. Good work from her. Callis couldn't quite find the gap.
I think the slow pace off the wicket just surprised her there. I'm not sure if Kim Garth maybe rolled the fingers or it was a mistake in short ball, but either way it was effective.
Short again from Garth, and it's worked too long on. Emma Richardson tidies up out there. Just the single for the Dutch. Good over so far for Kim Garth.
I think that was out the back of the hand there. Not exactly how she wanted, but again, effective nonetheless. If she can come out of the over with just maybe one single, then she's done a good job for her team.
Beautifully bowled again. I think it's another slow ball. She's certainly delivering here when her team needs her.
Yeah, that one's moved a massive amount. That's come out the back of the hand, hit the seam, and Miranda Vringmeyer would have been very lucky to get an edge on that. And even if she had, she probably would have just hit it to the wicketkeeper. So they come out evens there, Ireland and Netherlands.
Fielding changes. The third man goes back and Richardson is called up into the ring.
I think we can expect a quicker ball here from Garth.
She goes short and it's cut again. It's another dot ball. It's a very, very good over from Kim Garth. 81 for 2 now, or 15. Another 40 required. 30 balls.
So Ireland have one more over to expect from Garth, and if she can bowl like she has there, then these 3 overs need to be the big ones for Callis and Miranda Vringmeyer, and then hers are going to be mounting now. Emma Richardson comes back for her 4th over. She loves to take wickets, so she won't be happy with just one, and she also won't be just trying to get them to go for 4 runs. So Stare Callis there on 44. She's taken 55 balls to get there, and she's being supported really well by Miranda Vringmeyer.
Off the back foot, cut away again. Yeah, Paul attacking the ball every time at point. She's giving nothing away there. And it's another dot ball for Richardson.
Yeah, she's a youth international at hockey as well, so great athlete, Leah Paul.
Flighted and cut away. This may get past her. It does. Callis coming back for 2. I'll think about a 3rd. Sensibly decide against it. Good effort from Paul. After a little fumble, restricts it to the 2.
I'm not sure this is the right tactic for Stare Callis. She creeps towards her 50. That's the perfect ball there from Emma Richardson. It's just taken her to 3.3 overs to find it. That's the length and the line. Stare Callis looks to pull it, but it's just not there, and she just kind of flats it back, flat backs it back to the bowler.
Bit flatter, and she's bowled her! Richardson with a key wicket. Callis has to go. She's played beautifully, but misses the flatter one from Richardson.
It's just not come through for Stare Callis. She can't believe it as she's walking off the pitch there. She's played beautifully, but she won't be able to see her team to the finish.
You have to say exactly what Ireland needed at this stage of the game. 3rd wicket for Stare Callis has to go. A brilliant 46. She faced 59 deliveries. It was a classy innings. She's batted really well. She's given her chance, her team a chance as we approach the latter stages of today's game. The new batter is Robin Raker. We take another look. She's just missed it. One leg stump.
I think the angle from Emma Richardson around the wicket, it's straightened up a good bit. It came very slowly off the pitch as well. And Emma Richardson took that second wicket that I was just speaking about. She would have been absolutely searching for, and she will love the fact that she's the one who got rid of the danger woman. Stare Callis loves to be in a battle, and that's what you want from your spinners. So a huge ask here for Robin Riker.
Flighted from Richardson. Played and missed by Raker. Another very good over here. Canny bowling. Paddled round the corner. No run. Celeste Rack doing the job down there. It's a very, very good over.
Brilliant spell from Emma Richardson there. 4 overs, she's taken 2 for 18. 2 very important wickets as well. So she's done a fantastic job for the team today. A little cameo at the bat at the back end of the Irish innings, and then 2 massive wickets for the Irish. And she'll finish the day a happy woman, I think.
Take a look at the bowling figures. Kim Garth bowled very economically. She's still got 1 left. Emma Richardson with the 2 wickets. Again, very economical, as has Celeste Rack been, going for just the 9 in the 2 overs. And the bowling load spread around Leah Paul with the other wicket.
So Sophie McMahon returning for her second spell. I don't think Miranda Vringmeyer will mind this. It's the kind of pace that she will like. It's quite slow, but she's strong enough to hit over the field. So Kim Garth going in as one of the taller fielders into mid-off. They got long on, deep mid-wicket, square leg back, and cover on the boundary.
Holden worked into the leg side. Call is for 2. Coming back, it's a dangerous run, and I have to say it wasn't the best throw into Sophie McMahon at the bowler's end. Shouldn't have been 2 there.
A bit of a nervy pick up there. I'd like to see the fielder attacking the ball a little bit more, but I don't think they'll get away with taking that kind of 2 very many times in the Netherlands.
Off the back foot, it's punched powerfully into the sweeper. Well played.
Really good fielding from Shauna Kavanagh there. So that brings Robin Riker on strike. Miranda Vringmeyer hit it strongly, but Shauna Kavanagh moved well around the boundary and returned that to keep them to just a single. Fuller hit well back down, but Kim Garth picks up, has a shot at the stumps, misses. Good opportunity. I think a hit there and Robin Riker would have been in trouble. I think we're going to see a bit of hit and run here. So the Irish fielders need to be up to the task.
Miranda Vringmeyer back on strike. I feel a lot of this is going to be down to her. She's certainly got the power. Pulled away to deep square leg. Good work by Gabby Lewis out there. Good throw over the stumps. Tidy bit of fielding.
You really get great hands from Gabby Lewis there, really far out in front of her. She does have long limbs, so she has that advantage, but making sure that she picks the ball up cleanly and returns in, keeping it just to a single. So McMahon doing a decent job here.
Inside edge. The dot ball, crucially. Robin Rake looking for these quick runs. That rate again climbing. 19 balls to go in this chase. 33 runs required. It's full and it's driven nicely to Middorf, who's hovering on the ring. Happy to take the single and keep Rake on strike. But 17 overs now gone, 89 for 3. The Dutch still need 32 for victory.
Yeah, so 3 overs left. One of those will be bowled by Garth, who's been very miserly so far. So 2 of these overs have got to go for over 10s, you'd think. Delaney bringing herself back on, putting the pressure on, and hoping as skipper to lead from the front. I think they really have to go this over, don't they? If they don't get over 10, maybe a really big over, then it'll be too much to do in the last 2.
Key is how they can get Miranda Verringmeyer on strike and get her to face as many balls as possible in the remaining 3 overs. Delaney comes in. It's cut away. They call for the quick single, and they're going to make it. So job done. Robin Rake. Miranda back on strike.
I'm amazed by these tactics by Ireland. They're willing to let Robin Rake just tap and run. She's clearly not comfortable hitting over the top or through the field. Why not put the pressure on and try and get her to play a silly shot or really affect a run out? Not really hit very cleanly by Verringmeyer. Garth out there, tidies up, returns to Waldron behind the stumps. I'd like to see extra cover coming in, putting a bit of pressure on, possibly mid-off and mid-on. Well, long-on's on the rope, but they're really stuck out on the ring here.
Lofted into the leg side. Is there enough on that? It's well fielded. It's just going to be the one. Laura Moritz down there.
Didn't judge that particularly well, Lara Moritz, but she's recovered well. Kind of ran inside, it went over her head, and then picked it up one-handed as it bounced. So kind of some poor cricket followed by good cricket, and in the end it's just a single for Rika.
Short and playing a miss and almost beaten everybody there. Dot ball, and that rate keeps climbing. It's just three runs from the over so far, 2 balls to come, and Netherlands desperately need a boundary.
Yeah, very short there, but it's just scooted through, barely bouncing at all. Flicked leg side. Shauna Kavanagh coming around. Miranda Verringmeyer just not able to get her footing so that she can turn. She looks like she's injured herself here. She doesn't look comfortable.
Good over here from Laura Delaney. The team needed it. Boundaryless so far. Can she finish it off? It's driven hard into the covers. Brilliant work.
Really good from Gabby Lewis there. I've spoken a number of times about how long her limbs are, and it just seemed like she kept going there, didn't it? Looked impossible for a minute there that she might reach it, but she's managed to save a boundary for her skipper. Miranda Verringmeyer, I think, looking like she needs a drink. There's the match summary so far, and the game looking like it's getting away from the Netherlands slightly, especially if their set batter from Miranda Verringmeyer needs some attention from the physio.
27 runs now required. Just 12 balls to go. There's the match summary. Verringmeyer still there. She's 27 from just 23. Colours played superbly for her 46. Well, Richardson and Leah Paul, the wicket takers for the Irish. Celeste Rack been very economical as well. So 94 for 3, 2 overs to go. The Dutch need 27 from 12 balls.
So Kim Garth, I like this move from Ireland. The second last over is usually the one that, if you're chasing, that's the one you go after. You don't want to leave it to the last over. So if the Netherlands are going to win this, it's got to be in this one. Still a huge amount of runs for them to score, 27. So, but if they can have a big over this time, then they might just give themselves a chance off the last. Short arm jab from Reich into mid wicket. Orla Prendergast herring in off the boundary, ensuring it stays just at 1, but crucially Veringmeyer on strike now.
She's going to have to go. She's played a few very powerful shots in her innings so far today.
I just wonder, will she notice this change in field? Long on goes back, third man comes up. She usually bowls a slower ball.
Cut away. Just going to be one fielder at deep cover.
Very businesslike walk back to the mark from Kim Garth here. She knows exactly what she needs to do. She's ringing the changes, moving her fielders with ease, knows exactly what she wants to bowl next ball. It's just the exact thing that Ireland will want. Their fielders getting a bit of confidence from how confident their bowler is.
Beautifully bowled and has played and missed. It's another dot ball. This game is creeping away from the Dutch. Professional finish here from the Irish. As you say, clear plans and some very good execution.
Yeah, she looks like she's blowing a bit here, Kim Garth, but just 3 more balls until she can kind of rest easy.
Another very well bowled slower ball into the wicket. Robin Rake too early on the shot. Produces another dot ball.
Yeah, and just 8 balls left in this innings. You feel like they've left it too late here in Netherlands. I spoke earlier in the day about how they, keeping up with the rate probably wasn't good enough. They needed to get ahead of it because back end it was going to be difficult to score. Really well played there by Reich. Tiny edge, and that's going to race to the boundary. Disappointment for Garth there. She's bowled a good ball, but smart shot from Reich and a much needed boundary for the Netherlands.
Well played in the end by Robin Reich. Well adjusted. Gets good reward. The boundary still 21 required. Brings up the Dutch 100 in the 19th over. Just 3 wickets down. Final ball of Kim Garth's spell. Again, a beautiful slower ball. Robin Reich plays and misses. It's the end of the 19th, the end of Kim Garth's spell. She's bowled tidily, none for 19. Score 100 from 3. 21 to win. 6 balls to do it.
Yeah, she's played a brilliant hand there, Kim Garth. Bowled 2 up front and then 2 at the end. That's the toughest role to play in T20 cricket, and she's also batting 3, so a huge player for the Irish team. They'll be delighted that she's managed to make it back from injury in time to play in this tournament. Over number 20 being bowled by the skipper. So while the Dutch bring up their 100, it still probably feels bittersweet. Big shot by Miranda Veringmeyer. A well taken down on the boundary by Orla Prendergast. She's just been moved there, I think, for that exact reason. She's got a great pair of hands and she steadied herself underneath that. Almost went over the boundary for Veringmeyer. She had to have a go That's the wicket that the Irish wanted.
She certainly had to have a go. She had a good crack at it, had a good connection, and almost sailed over the head of Ola Prendergast. She's taken a superb catch on the boundary. It's a good knock from Miranda Veringmeyer. 28 of 25. She gave her side a chance. Batted well with Ster-Cullis. Big applause from her teammates. Probably not quite enough today. Delaney, it's a fuller ball. Veringmeyer gets under it, a lot of height. And a good catch on the boundary rope. So close. Not close enough.
And so wicketkeeper Babette Delide makes her way to the wicket with almost an insurmountable task. 21 still needed from 5 balls as the Netherlands stay on that 100 mark. Great bowling from Laura Delaney right up in the block hole. Does not give Robin Rake any chance.
In a very tidy spell from Delaney. She's done her job for the team. The skipper leading from the front. She's only conceded 16 into her 4th over here. Played away, good timing. It's underneath it and it's taken. It's another wicket for Delaney.
Yeah, really well taken by Kim Garth. She waves in and says, "I'm going to stay out here." She's a bit tired after a spell of 4 overs, so she's just going to have a rest on the boundary. As Robin Reich has to move her way or make her way to the sideline, and skipper Juliette Post makes her way to the middle. Robin Reich 10 runs from 15 there.
Delaney picks up her 2nd wicket of the day. She's backed up her batting display. You see it again, Robin Rake timed it nicely, but didn't get enough on it. Kim Garth takes a very good catch in the deep. And Ireland in full control. 21 needed. 3 balls to go.
Bit of innovation there from Babette Delide. Moves across the stumps. A bit perplexed as to why that's not a wide, but it's a judge that if she'd been standing there, it wouldn't have gone down the leg side. Jacqueline Williams says nope. Very big swing there from Babette Delide, but to no effect, and Laura Delaney just keeps putting it right up there, making sure that they have to whack it if they're going to get a boundary.
Gone for the big shot there, Babette Delide. Didn't quite get hold of it. Just the single out to deep square leg. And that's it. The Irish win. Their 2nd win of the campaign. They go unbeaten. Laura Delaney ecstatic. See what it means to her and her team. A convincing win in the end. 20 runs. And a fantastic bowling display, especially in the 2nd half there, Isabel.
Yeah, they were really made to work for it, Ireland. That's the kind of game that you actually want in the group stages. You want to have to fight for your wins. A nice, easy win against Namibia yesterday would have been nice, but this is the kind of win that sets you up for what's basically a final tomorrow. Well, it's not a final, but like to see who tops the group tomorrow or on Tuesday against Thailand. You can see what it means to them. 2nd half of that innings, the Irish bowlers really squeezed. They set really good fields. They were happy to go for singles, managed to go for some dots, and they forced the Netherlands into giving a few wickets away. Ster-Cullis and Miranda Veringmeyer, it was just beyond them. They couldn't quite get the boundaries required to send the Netherlands over the line.
Very well played, Laura Delaney. She's had a great game, as has Kim Garth, both with the bats and the ball. 2 very experienced Irish players, shown a lot of leadership and taken a lot of responsibility in a key group game for them. The Dutch fought all the way. It looked promising at one point with Stair Callis and Miranda Varingmeyer in full flow. And they were right up with the rate, requiring sevens with just 6 overs to go. Let's take a look at how that batting card finished up. Stair Callis at the top. She was superb, 46 or 59. Some very classy shots, supported beautifully by Miranda Varingmeyer, who showed a lot of power and the ability to clear the ropes. She finished with 28 off 25. Robin Rake with a cameo towards the end, but it just was never quite enough for the Dutch. They gave it a good effort, but it wasn't to be for them today.
There's the bowling card. Kim Garth excellent up front and at the back end. No wickets for her, but she's gone just for 19. Emma Richardson taking 2 wickets, 2 very important wickets. She bowled excellently, 18 from her 4. The other main wicket taker being Laura Delaney, 2 for 17 from 4 and bowling the final over. Fantastic effort from her. So that's the end of the second match for the day. I'll be off doing the match presentation, so I'll leave you to it, Preston. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Isabel. Enjoy. Thanks for being with us. Do stay with us and we'll take a look at the highlights of that chase from the Dutch. There is your match summary. Ireland 120 for 6 in their 20. And the Dutch 101 for 5 in their 20, falling short by 19 runs. Here are the highlights of the Dutch chase. So, boundary from Callis. She was extremely powerful on the back foot, cut away any width. And she looked very good from ball 1. And again, a bit of width, and she put those bad balls away early on. Seegers set the tone and showed that the Dutch meant business with that, pulling away that Kim Garth bouncer all the way. Extremely powerful shot, clearing the ropes. And she'll be disappointed with the way she got out. Rather soft dismissal. Changer bowler Richardson came on and she tapped it back. That was the loss of the Dutch's first wicket. Caught and bowled. But that didn't stop Callis. Again, putting away the bad balls. Some classy shots. Good use of the feet. And she kept the Dutch in the chase throughout. Again, any width, she was quick to capitalise. And showed why she's so well regarded around the world. The Irish were good in the field, a lot of energy. They would have rued this missed chance had they not gone all the way in the game. That was Leah Paul. Callis kept going, kept pouncing on any width. Again, that was too good for the fielder out in the deep. Denise van der Venter then fell to Leah Paul. Again, another soft dismissal for the Dutch. Leah Paul absolutely delighted with that. A good change by the captain, bringing on the slow left armour at a crucial stage in the game. That brought in Miranda Varingmeyer, who seized on anything short. Celeste Rack that was, who bowled tidily for the Dutch. Miranda Varingmeyer kept going, any width. She was quick to pounce on and played some delightful shots. There was a spill in the deep for the Irish, and at one point you thought this could cost them. But in the end, it wasn't to be. They rallied and certainly upped their bowling performance at this stage in the game. This was arguably Stair Callis's shot of the day. Beautiful use of the feet, down the ground and beating mid off. And then it was Varingmeyer pulled away. Richardson brought on to try and break the partnership. And she did exactly that when Sterkallis was on strike. The key wicket of Sterkallis. Richardson slightly slower, a little bit of spin, and Callis just threw it too early, and that really secured the game for the Irish. Veringmeyer had to go for it in the latter stages of the game. Laura Delaney with the wicket, Prendergast with a beautiful catch on the boundary. No mistake there. And then Robin Rake, the last wicket to fall. Laura Delaney, Kim Garth it was on the boundary, who took a very comfortable catch to seal the Irish victory. Let's join Isabel down at the presentation ceremony.
The post-match presentation for the ICC Women's T20 qualifier match between the Netherlands and Ireland. I have with me Graham LeBroy, the match referee. He's going to present the Player of the Match award, and that goes to skipper Laura Delaney for her 28 runs, 2 wickets and 17 from 4 overs.
Yes,
In the camera, Laura. Hold that. And one more.
thank you.
Join me here, Laura. You looked particularly pleased with how you went about that victory.
Yeah, I thought Kim Garth was outstanding for us today with both the bat and ball, and probably unfortunate not to be up here herself. But I thought, in fairness to Holland, it was a really close game. Pretty much put us under the pump. I suppose that's what we want in these group games. But really happy to get over the line and really proud of the team. So,
Do you think those kinds of games stand to you when it comes to games later on in the tournament?
absolutely, I think our middle order had to stand up and do a job today. Obviously, Orla Prendergast and Gabby Lee is quite young at the top of the order, but they went out and did the job that we wanted them to do. And I thought Kim did a brilliant job in the middle order, and then Emer Richardson to come in slightly lower down. And then I think with the ball, I thought we dragged it back really well. In fairness to Holland, they batted really well, so it was hard to take wickets. But yeah.
Was there any point at which you thought that was getting away from you a bit?
I think around the 13th, 14th over, we needed a wicket. Thankfully, Leopold came on and did just that. So, yeah.
Okay, well, congratulations and well done.
Thank you. Thanks, Emma.
So Juliette Post from the Netherlands. Hi, Juliette. It must be heartbreaking to lose in that kind of fashion, but were you happy that you got very close in the end?
Yeah, we were very happy. It was quite a close game. I think we made them fought a little bit harder than they thought they would, and that's cool. So that was a plus for me.
And did you think that you were in a good position kind of after 10 or 11 overs?
I think we were. I think we were level at 10, so we were in that good position. I thought we would break out of it, but the Irish were too strong for now.
Okay, well, good luck in the next match and well done.
Thank you.
And back to Preston.
Deserved Player of the Match award for impressive performance with both bat and ball, and leading her side to their second victory of the campaign and well on their way to qualification for the semi-finals. There you have your match summary. Ireland win by 19. Please do join us tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. GMT, 10 a.m. local, and that's the T20 International between PNG, Papua New Guinea and Bangladesh. Please do join us then. Until then, good night.